Yeah, the hobo shit stain crowd is still here. I spotted him like yesterday or day before. I think his name is Jason Bailey. And all he did was go LOL, which is, I went ahead and gave him a like, even gave him a little heart because I gave him the benefit of the doubt. But in the context, it can be taken one way or the other, either laughing at me or laughing at what I said as being humorous. No, he was trying to laugh at me. Then I find it funny that right after I post the skid mark video, he goes back to the Sheldon Cooper and we're doing, deliberately misquotes me and says, "Tell me about your theory about this 10 beef having no preservatives." Well, I never said that. I already gave the rundown on it. It's water, beef, and salt. Salt's a preservative. As a matter of fact, you can have 10 beef with absolutely no preservative whatsoever. It's called pasteurization, or you can even irradiate it in a package. They've been doing it for decades and needs no refrigeration and comes out of the package looking just like it's fresh killed. Delicious stuff. If you never had it, I don't really have other. I mean, the only thing that really gets to irradiate a piece of meat, like a slice, would be different, like with a huge. Some of the tissue is going to suffer some oxidative damage, but it's not going to become radioactive. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure you can buy it in Canada. I've seen it in sale in certain places, but it was imported from Canada. I don't really know why they don't allow irradiation here. I mean, I guess so, like on vegetables and stuff, fresh vegetables, it would probably cause it to maybe wilt a little faster. No, so we just poison the shit out of them with sulfites. But my main point is that the hobo crowd, I just can't let go of it. They think they're so fucking smart and shit like that. And in no time, I already told you the ingredients. It was beef broth, which just means beef, water, and salt. It doesn't take much salt to preserve something, and it's also preserved by pasteurization because the roast beef that I get is often pink, just like real roast beef. It's not well done. Some of it's well done. All will be that. But no, some of it looks like real fresh roast beef. Delicious. But your attempt to misquote me in hopes that somebody else is going to read it didn't work. Because the one thing that I do allow through, I don't allow YouTube to email me anymore on every little like and every comment and shit like that. But YouTube analytics, it gets through. If there's fresh comments on there, I get a little icon and I go to check. I'm about to go back and check to see how much is buried. I check that at least once a day. So I can see you losers. I ain't gonna let up because it's hitting the top hobo videos around 8,000. Let me give you a little cue. On my original channel, I ran across a guy on the Cannabis News Network who was not only clearly schizophrenic as shit. His name is Kevin Jodry. I'm not going to pronounce it his way, Jodry, the gay way. In both that video and another video, he was wearing that. It's an open-ended triangle within a triangle within a triangle. This doesn't close until the very end. That's a NAMBLA. That's a pederastic symbol. Sold all the time on caps, rings, t-shirts, sweatshirts. It's to give cues to young prostitutes, boy prostitutes, that you're usually an old man looking to do some business. Yeah. Kevin Jodry's never been able to mount a legal defense against me pointing out. Actually, Cannabis News Network, after a whole bunch of us jumped his ass on their video of him, and it was like an hour or something of him ran hands in endless motion, doing all the pill rolling, everything is nonstop, and really kind of just organized, schizophrenic, terpene, encouraging the consumption of turpentine. It's really what he's doing. And then wearing that fucking the man boy love, the pederastic symbol, been around for we don't know how long. All I know is that the minute you reverse image search it, it's all over the place. They kept going, no, that's symbol for the Humboldt Triangle. Well, the Humboldt Triangle is mostly gay guys, right? Hanging out in the woods growing weed, right? And they like little boys, right? Young boys, hey, come on, grow some weed with us, So nobody's ever been able to prove me wrong on that one. Sue me, motherfucker. Sue me, skid mark. I'm not going to take shit off of somebody who goes on to shows and brags about his criminal life as a young person and then and he's still continuing and engaging in criminal activity as an adult endlessly. Because, he's got to sell that shit on the black market somewhere. Because, the California market's been glutted for 15 years. Oregon market for a dozen years or more, completely glutted. And shipping to California where they're set up to ship it out. They've got like the Humboldt County UPS and Postal Service and shit like that knows that 99% of the packages moving are full of pot. They don't do anything because it's their job to move that shit. If one occasionally comes up missing, nobody's going to report it. You know what I'm saying? Fucker actually thought he was going to come onto my channel and misquote me when I've never mentioned preservatives in the tinned beef. Salt, I did mention. Salt is a preservative. What I'm talking about is the GMO derivatives. No time, go back and watch them. Did I say preservatives? It's all about the GMOs and toxic vegetable oils. I don't really, I try to avoid preservatives too. They're always in combination with the GMOs. They really do. They have to, and actually some of them may not be bad. Some of the brominated, stuff is, and test subjects, animals, have proven to extend their life. So I'm a scientist. I'm not a bullshit artist. I'm not a hobo riding the rails on somebody else's dime and, get my fingers cut off at the, because I was so drunk and had my hand up on the rail just enough to make that hobo shadow, Motherfucker's unbelievable. You might get away with misquoting me when I'm drunk. No, those videos get deleted. I delete them myself. But trying to misquote me on a subject that I've commented on repeatedly, at no time have I said that the beef had no preservatives in it. At no time. There's something wrong with your brain, dude. You can still watch this video about me talking shit about some Jason Bailey or something, I think was his name. Last name was Bailey for sure. Yeah, Jason Bailey, something like that. So, good luck with that. It's one of the reasons that beef is so, because I find it sometimes the GMO toxins accumulating in chicken fat. And yet I still want that skin because it's a rich source of omega-6. Eggs are a good replacement for that, and you don't have to deal with although they're feeding. One of the great things about beef is that they tend to starve the beef, unlike Jewish law, which requires us to feed the animal right up until the time of slaughter. They always get a final meal. That's kind of what the Last Supper is all about, right? And for you Christians, but in America, it's far more economical to let them, shut off their water and shut off their feed a couple of days before slaughter. Then you can actually turn around and sell all them feces and urea to manufacturers. And then you have to deal with less trash inside the slaughterhouse. And in the meantime, the animal's liver is detoxifying stuff and excreting toxins in those couple of days it's not getting fed. You get where I'm coming from? Beef is one of the safest things to eat that there is out there, especially the way I'm getting it. Because I'm quite sure that's not a BPA liner in that can. It's just a polyethylene. Yeah, I'm getting some plastic particles. Well, shit, isn't everybody? It's impossible to avoid it. Unless you can live in a pristine situation where you control everything. No, your stuff has been exposed to polyethylene at least, and that's, polyethylene is just really essentially solidified natural gas. It's really pretty fucking harmless. They haven't linked. I know, he who funds controls the knowledge, but I'd be far more worried about all the PFA shit that y'all are still using. Coffee cups. Starbucks was using them until they only phased them out last year. The PFA liners in their coffee cups, and they've gone from their trying to strictly use polyethylene lined, or McDonald's does it. Most of these fast food places, anything that's grease resistant and got a paper base, it's usually got a PFA coating on it because it's cheap, readily available, and it's highly resistant to oil and all other sorts of things that could make the paper tear. That's it. 13 minutes and I'm out. Don't ever misquote me, motherfucker. Don't do that. It'll get you fucking nowhere. You had your, 26 minutes of fame and nobody even read it or liked it because they knew you was full of shit. Was it Joshua Bailey? Whatever. Bye-bye, Bailey.